Hi everybody, this is Stefan from EDC Austria, and today we are talking about the new offering from the Ontario Knife Company, the Carter Prime. The Carter Prime is a collaboration between OKC and Robert Carter, who is a custom knife maker, but only in his spare time. In his real time, he is captain of a 130-foot supply ship. So he has a real job and can do this only in his spare time. And this knife is also comes very close, extremely close to his custom knife, the Generalist. I'll put a photo of it in here right now. So as you have seen, this looks really very similar, except for the terrible big writing. This is the show side of the knife. And this is the lock side. The steel used is D2. On his custom blade it was CBM 4V. But aside from that, and they used some sort of bearing system. I heard it was IKBS, but I couldn't find anything about it. There are no logos, it isn't written anywhere, so I can't confirm that it really is IKBS or some other kind of uncaged bearing system. The knife is relatively interesting. It is 8.6 centimeters long, which means 3.375 inches. It is a modified Wharncliffe blade, so very good. I'm not gonna show how to cut into stuff, but it is very good for EDC use, and as they say, very good for hard EDC use. I myself mostly use EDC knives to open packages and to cut open stuff. But we'll see later in the usual cut test how this knife performs in that. We do have some interesting jimping here, although in a very big form, although it does give quite a good amount of grip. Also, Robert Carter, if you don't know his knives, you probably know his family. His father was Joe Pardue, who did a lot of knives with Ontario Knife Company, and even more famous is his grandfather, Melvin Pardue, or Mel Pardue, who did a bunch of knives with and for Benchmade. But let's continue on in the specs of the knife. So the overall length of the knife is 7.95 inches, which just comes about to 20.2 centimeters. The blade length, as I've said, is D2 tool steel. The blade hardness is 57 to 59 on the HRC scale. The blade style is, it does have some lock sticks sometimes, although many people say it has an insert, which I haven't seen yet. Well, there is something, but I don't know. It runs on bearings also, as I've stated previously. The handle material is titanium. The T-tent is rather light, so if you're used to zero tolerance knives, you gotta give it a bit of an effort to open it correctly. It is of course a frame lock. Let me show you the lock up here. I hope the light is enough, so there's a decent lockup. Also the cut is made on the inside. I like that a lot. I don't know why more companies don't do that. Here you have a nice titanium backspacer. And then the company itself, OKC, Ontario Knife Company, you probably know from one of the best-selling knives ever, the Red 2 and Red 1 series. For when it comes to value for money, those knives are kind of unbeaten. But what's really standing out about as the main negative point is the large print of Carter Prime, and on the other side OKC Taiwan. Are they so proud of having made this knife in Taiwan? I'm not sure about it, and it's not even, well, it is a somewhat stonewashed finish that is coated, but well, we'll see how this holds up. But like I said, I use my EDC knives mostly for packages and cutting down cardboard, so it will probably not get messed up too badly. I haven't taken this one apart as I was a bit sick and therefore a bit shaky, but I'm interested to see about the bearings. Oh, and the knife stock itself is always interesting. .8 millimeters, but you see it goes there nice and evenly in a flat ground. This is really not meant for combat so much, or rather tactical use. This is really an EDC knife, and for this price point, pretty good buy, I'd say. And as you've noticed, it's pretty sharp because before I managed to cut myself. It's not that fluid yet, but it will be at some point. I'm sure I could fix that more easily if I take it apart. But it has a nice controlled opening and closing. I really like the knife. Really, for me, the only thing is the bad writing on it that I dislike. But this knife costs around $100. I haven't seen it in Europe too much, but I figure it'll cost around the same. So if you get the chance to get your hands on one, I'd say do it. For $100, what can go wrong? And now we'll do the typical cut tests. See you then. Bye bye. Okay, and let's do a size comparison before we go to the cut test. So here we have the Carter Prime, and here we have the Zero Tolerance 0392 Purple Black Wharncliffe. And it's also very interesting while this is a way more aggressive tip, it is also very thin. That's why I would have more trust in the Carter Prime. Size wise, here's the Lion Steel Kerr. Also, well, the Carter Prime seems a tiny bit longer. Of course, our standard, the Sebenza, is a bit longer on both sides. And finally, let's use another zero tolerance, the 350. Which has a shorter handle and also a shorter blade. Okay, now let's go to the cut test. Let's just see how it does with paper. Yeah, that was kind of my fault, but very well. Now let's try it with cardboard. So now let's see how it does with cardboard. This is in the way. Let's try double. No problem at all. This really is a terrific knife. Well, I guess that's all I can show you about the Ontario Knife Company Carter Prime. I hope this was interesting for you. If you liked it, please leave a like, and if you want to be informed of future videos, please subscribe. Have a great weekend. Bye bye.